Hello dear viewers, welcome to our news program. You're watching Natural Television from Ankara in Turkey. My name is Sauda Muganga. I'll bring to you our news headlines today. Turkey's president told military cadets on Wednesday that they will soon expect a new counter-terrorist operation across the border into the northern Syria. He said, "You will soon clear Manjib and east of the Euphrates River of terrorist groups," Recep Tayyip Erdogan told cadets at the National Defense University in the Turkish capital in Ankara. The Turkish army is the greatest power against those who want to besiege the country via terrorist groups, he said in his address after a fast-breaking meal for the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. Recep Tayyip Erdogan added that Turkish soldiers made history with two previous successful counter-terrorist operations in Syria since 2016, Euphrates Shield and Olive Branch. Indian envoy to Turkey honored a world-famous poet, writer and polymath, Rabindranath Tagore from India for his 158th birthday. Tomorrow we celebrate his 158th birthday anniversary, Sanjan Bhattacharya said, adding that Tagore is an iconic figure as a poet, philosopher, a painter, a musician, patriotic revolutionary, a scientist, a traveler and a humanist. Bhattacharya said that India's pacifist independence leader Mahatma Gandhi used to call him Gurudevi, the great master, and Tagore named him Mahatman, the great soul, as there was an affection between the duo. President of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, Mustafa Akinci, met with Premier and coalition leader Tufan Erhurman in Lefkosa yesterday. The coalition government in the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus resigned on Thursday, according to local media. Premier and coalition leader Tufan Erhurman submitted the government's resignation to President Mustafa Akinci after Minister of Finance Serdar Denktaş resigned and the People's Party announced its withdrawal on Wednesday. Akinci, who accepted the resignation, asked Erhurman to continue as Prime Minister until a new government was formed. 39 undocumented migrants and 46 irregular migrants of Afghan and Pakistani were held in the Aegean province of Aydin in Turkey on Thursday as they attempted to illegally cross into Greece. There was a summit of Bredo-Brion process held with the participation of presidents of Croatia and Slovenia, European Union High Representative Federica Mogherini and leaders of Western Balkans yesterday. Participants took part yesterday in the procession's immortal Regiment Bisheke during the celebration of Victory Day in Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan celebrated the 74th anniversary of the victory of the Soviet Union and its allies over Nazi Germany in World War II. Also, the same Victory Day was celebrated at Salut Mehid Husseinzadeh, hero of the Soviet Union, in Baku, Azerbaijan. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan delivered a speech during the Reform Action Group meeting at a presidential complex in the capital Ankara on Thursday. The Turkish president reiterated his vow to gain full membership in the European Union despite counter-efforts. Turkey proceeds on its way persistently despite those trying to exclude it from the European family, Recep Tayyip Erdogan told a Reform Action Group meeting in the capital Ankara. Erdogan stressed that Turkey has been struggling to become a full member of the European Union for the last 60 years, adding that the country is determined to gain it. The European Union needs Turkey more than Turkey needs the European Union, Erdogan stressed. Without Turkey, it is not possible for the European Union to successfully fight the threats to its core values, he added. European Union membership is meaningful in the equation in which both sides gain. Nobody can force Turkey to accept an equation that is harmful, Erdogan said. Turkey denied making a statement announcing a delay in the delivery of Russian S-400 air defense systems, an issue which has sparked tensions with the US. We have not made a statement regarding the delay of S-400s to Turkey, Mevlut Çavuşoğlu said after a meeting at the presidential complex in the capital of Ankara. The top diplomat said some countries, including the US, demanded that Turkey should not procure S-400s, arguing they are incompatible with NATO systems and a threat to the F-35's fifth-generation strength aircraft. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu and head of the European Union delegation to Turkey, Christian Berger, attended the Europe Day reception at the ATO Congression Hall in Ankara yesterday. The Syrian opposition said that the United Nations remains incapable of providing regional security and stability. The UN is insufficient to ensure regional security and stability. The reason is that Russia always vetoes the decision of the UN, said Nasser al-Hariri, Geneva negotiations head of the High Negotiations Committee. Syrian civilians who flew their homes in Idlib due to intensified shelling by the Assad regime and its allies took shelter at Idlib's Kafri Rusin refugee camp near Turkey's border town of Reyhanli. Palestinians queue up to cross Garandia checkpoint on their way to Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque to attend the first Friday prayers of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. Israeli border guards were seen at the Garandia checkpoint in West Bank between Ramallah and Jerusalem on patrol this morning. The governing African Nation Congress is expected to be returned to office in South Africa's parliament elections, but with a reduced majority. With almost 76% of district results declared, the African Nation Congress has won 57% of the ballots, ahead of the opposition Democratic Allies on 22%. The African National Congress, which has been in power since 1994, won 62% of the vote at the last general election in 2014. Anger over the economy and corruption may have eroded its appeal. The Radio Economic Freedom Fighters came in third place with 10% based on the official results. Vehicles and farm equipments belonging to Zimbabwe's former president Robert Mugabe, 95, are set to be auctioned on Saturday in a possible sign that his family's business empire could be in a financial problem, the state-owned Herald newspaper reported. The daily quotes an advertisement by a local auction firm announcing plans to sell off about 30 vehicles, including a Mercedes-Benz C-Class limousine and a Ford Rangers. Horse trucks, tractors, motorcycles and discarros from the Mugabe family's Bushungo dairy farm would also be auctioned. The Herald reported that it was not immediately clear why the family was auctioning the items, but its business empire, built during Mr. Mugabe's 37-year in power, has been facing lawsuits over unpaid debts. A spokesman for Liberia's President George Weah confirmed that the government withdrew the funds of donors without their approval, but insisted that the money partly used to pay salaries would be returned and accounted for. Isaac Solo made the admission after a linked letter written to Mr. Weah and signed by 9 ambassadors, but put spotlight this week on how the government had withdrawn donor aid kept in accounts at Liberia's central bank. The letter urged the government to immediately return whatever funds had been taken. It was signed by the ambassadors of the European Union, US, UK, France, Germany, Ireland, Japan, Norway and Sweden. Nigeria's House of Representatives has passed a bill allowing married women to choose their state of origin. It's a significant move because it paves the way for many women to take part in a leadership role in local politics. Legal expert and women's rights activist Abiada Olwange Obiola said that married women can now stand in the state where they currently live or in their state of origin. Previously, women were barred from standing for political office in their state of origin if they had moved to live in their husband's state. Togo's parliament has voted to reinstate the two-term limit for presidents, but the change does not apply to the current leader. President Faure will not be eligible to run in future elections in 2020 and 2025, meaning he could potentially remain in power until 2030. Opposition politicians wanted the new cap to apply to President Faure, but the ruling party proposal won out. The announcement was made shortly before midnight after 90 out of 91 members of parliament cast a secret ballot in favor of the constitutional revisions. Thank you so much for being with us. You can check our social medias of Natural Television or send us a message on our WhatsApp number written on your screen. You're watching Natural Television from Ankara in Turkey. My name is Sauda Muganga. Ramadan Karim.